Hey, what's up, guys and gals? A while back, I posted a video about my second ever out of body experience. So I thought that I would share the first one that I ever had, um, and kind of touch upon what works best for me as far as the progress that I've been making. I've had two out of body experiences. They both kind of happen the same way. It's kind of interesting, the way it works for me. So I'll kind of get into that. But basically, the way the first one happened, it was initiated from a dream, a lucid dream. I'm sure most people know what a lucid dream is. If for those that don't, it's just a dream where you become aware in the dream that you are dreaming. So, you're just going throughout your dream, and then all of a sudden, a light comes on, and you're like, "Oh, I'm dreaming." So that's kind of how that works. But as far as my out of body experience, how it worked for me both times, I was in a dream. I became lucid, and then usually lucid dreams don't really last that long for me, so I kind of fade out of them, and when that happens, I can slightly sense my physical body laying in my bed. As soon as I realize that I'm no longer in the dream, because it just fades away or whatever. And when this usually happens, I can sense my physical body laying in my bed. I'm still very in a dreamlike state, in a really deep trance still, kind of. And when this happens, I get these really strong vibrations. It's kind of the first time it happened, it was really scary, and I jumped out of bed and I didn't know what the hell it was because I'd never experienced anything like that before. I never have sleep paralysis or anything like that, but when I fade out of the dream and I can feel my body laying in my bed, I get these really intense vibrations, and at that point, I try to roll out of my body. It's like I've been reading about out of body experiences, and I found a forum on astral projection and different kind of techniques you can try to have an out of body experience. And this technique that I did for both of mine, I strongly recommend. It's called the roll technique. You basically, at the point I was saying, when I get the vibrations or whatever, I try to roll out of my body and not think about it or visualize it, but actually try to physically roll out of my body. And that's how it worked for me for the first two. So when I did the roll technique, I actually felt like I fell out of bed. Like I felt like my body, my physical body, fell out of my bed onto the floor. It was pretty crazy. So I stood up and I looked in the bed, and my body was laying in the bed. So I was out. I pulled out of my physical body. And at this point, I was just really excited because this is awesome. But I could see perfectly fine. My room, like it didn't look like it did, like normally. It just seemed different. But anyway, I was really excited at this point. So I walked out of my room, and I wanted to get out of my apartment. I guess I was just really ambitious. I didn't have a specific goal in mind or anything like that. I just wanted to check some shit out. So I live on the third floor of a condo, and I basically just ran through my wall and out a window and dove down onto the ground. And I couldn't fly or anything. I just kind of fell right to the ground. So I got up and I was just checking stuff out. It kind of, like, outside seemed pretty similar to physical reality, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But I was just uh, walking around, jumping up and down, having a good time, and I specifically remember telling myself that I wanted to fly. I tried to do all this shit, and I couldn't. But it was like, you have no, if you never experienced anything like this, it's, you kind of have to find out for yourself, because it's so clear. It's like me talking right now. That's how aware I am, or conscious, I guess. It's a non-physical conscious experience. It's pretty crazy. So, um, getting back to the out of body experience, I now that I think back on it, it's been a couple months now, and I didn't write anything down, like, after it happened or anything. So it's a little bit fuzzy when I think back on it, but it didn't go too far outside of me getting out of my apartment and just walking around outside. It kind of seemed like after a while my consciousness shifted back to, like, a lucid dream type state, I guess. Like, I guess I wasn't really as aware or in control of myself or my environment, I guess. Just like my consciousness kind of shifted. I didn't really have any control over that or whatever. It's probably just all concentration, but so that happened, and I don't really remember much after that. A pretty groundbreaking experience for me, and basically solidified in my mind, as far as I'm concerned, that these experiences are pretty much just as real as just me talking to you right now. It's crazy, but that was my first out of body experience. It was pretty awesome. If you have any comments, questions, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.